Barry, your book of the month.
Okay, my book of the month is Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Okay, so I chose this because, in fact, I was given it as a Christmas present and I didn't look at it for a long time. And I'd heard about it over the years. Actually, as I opened it, it's a beautiful book. It's in the realm of, book lovers' books and, the stuff it's made of and all that, rather than just the content. But the content itself is amazing because it's a Chinese military text. And chapter 5 is about strategic advantage. And that's the bit that is really interesting and really very, very relevant. What's it about? It's about surprise. It's about rivers and rocks. It's about logs rolling down a mountain. It's about being hypnotized. It's about being hypnotized in the sense that we can all be fooled into thinking that we're doing the right thing. And we can just continue doing the same thing day after day and think that it's got to be the right thing because it's what we've been doing day after day and it's what our masters tell us to do. So really, this chapter 5 in this particular book is about a very simple idea, which is about waking up. But strategic advantage is the name of the chapter. And the Chinese word for strategic advantage is, of course, much shorter, as they always are, much simpler. And it's the word shi, which is anglicized as S-H-I-H, shi. So, is this relevant to business? Well, yes, it is. And why? Because this morning I was with a client, right? And they had a problem. They're engaged in developing a strategy. And the problem is that the organizational leadership doesn't want to change. So this is a problem, as you can imagine. If you're sent off to do a strategy, you yourself are part of the organizational leadership, all right. But having gone into a huddle for a little bit of time, you now have opened a gap between where you are at and where the organization is at. So your problem is the inertia represented by this is the way we do things. And you now have to close that gap. So I read out this piece to them from chapter 5, and they could see directly how it applied. Okay. So, Master Sun said, in general, it is organization that makes managing many soldiers the same as managing a few. It is communication with flags and pennants that makes fighting with many soldiers the same as fighting with a few. Okay, so just for starters, we're talking about flags and pennants, we're talking about communication, which was very relevant to the group I was talking to this morning because we realized one of the problems was we were going to have to shrink the size of the organization just in terms of communicating with a lot of people. So flags and pennants are the modern equivalent of that. We're going to be very important. But here's the key, right? That the velocity of cascading water can send boulders bobbling about is due to its strategic advantage. That a bird of prey, when it strikes, can smash its victim to pieces is due to its timing. So it is with the expert at battle that his strategic advantage is channeled and his timing is precise. So his strategic advantage is like a drawn crossbow and his timing is like releasing the trigger. So, if you keep that in mind, you're not going to be confused by all the data coming at you, by all the reports and all the people talking to you with different opinions. You've got a single focus. Now, why is all that relevant? It's relevant because we bring a whole lot of clutter to this situation. Our minds are full of irrelevant categories and furniture. And the great simplicity of this is if you're looking for the strategic advantage, then what you're looking for is how to wake people up out of the hypnotized state that they're in. How to break them from the pattern of yesterday's thinking and make it okay for them to think, okay, from today, the world might just be different, might just be changed. So that's why I like this book.